Also like to welcome the members of the press who are online or here in person, as well as our guests, and a very special welcome to our, oops, I can turn my phone off now. Like I hear myself talking. Hang on one second. Oops. And hopefully I just didn't disconnect everybody. Are we still online? Yes. Okay, good. Because it said leave for all. I'm like, end meeting for all. So also like to give a special welcome to folks who are award winners for our peer recognition awards. This was a fabulous meeting, just because we get to have a lot of fun and talk about the awesome things that staff around campus are doing. And also a special thank you to the folks that took the time out of their busy days to nominate both those who did win the awards and all of the other amazing staff who were nominated for the awards. And I know some of the nominators are here, so another round of applause for those of you that took the time to nominate. I'd like to first welcome, I have one small addition to our agenda. I'd like to welcome our graduate and professional student government president, Jaden Smith. He is going to be with us for this upcoming year. I work pretty closely with the chair of the faculty council, but also with the president of the Student Government Association, the student body president, and then also with Jaden Smith, who is the president of our graduate and professional student government, or GPSG for short. And it's a really key collaboration, and especially as we're moving towards service first, we will be working very closely because there are going to be impacts across campus.
Devin Duncan is here also. I think he's represented. He's a president. I could be wrong.
Okay, there you go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jaden Smith, and I'm a rising second-year Master of Public Health student at the Uehling School of Global Public Health. Thank you, thank you. And I'm not going to take much of your time. I just wanted to get up here and introduce myself and tell a little bit about GPSG, my administration's goals, and kind of how that fits with the forum. So with GPSG, like Chair Howell said, is the graduate professional student government, and what we do is kind of advocate for, represent, and empower all graduate and professional students that's here residentially and online students. So a lot of people don't know that we also cater to the online students, so that's a thing there. So my administration's plans, this past year I served as the chief of staff of GPSG, and I was able to kind of survey our student body and look at a lot of the trends and things that impact us as graduate and professional students. And what I see is so many resources exist for graduate and professional students outside of individual departments and schools that go underutilized or utilized by the same group of students. And I tried to identify what it was that, like the reasoning behind why students weren't. And I think we're so supported within our departments and within our schools that we don't look broader. And when things come up like hardships, for example, if we ask our department for it and they say yes, we don't continue looking for more support. And if we ask our department for it and they can't support us, then we stop there. And I think identifying that and mitigating that kind of gap is what I want to do. And kind of what I found is that it's created kind of a siloed system here at UNC. So that's my biggest thing. I want to infiltrate those systems and see how we can bolster all of the things for graduate and professional students here at Carolina. So I'm doing that through ways of showing up and bringing the resources that already exist to graduate and professional students in the schools and in the departments. And that looks like mobilizing resources. One of my goals is I want to attend close to every orientation in the fall. And leaning on you for support, because I think as graduate and professional students, we don't necessarily have the Carolina student experience isn't one of our top priorities. I think it's just the research, it's the coursework. We interact with our peers who are in the same programs as us, and then our advisors and the faculty and the staff as well. So I think you guys have a unique position in graduate and professional students experience here at Carolina. So it's kind of how I did here. And I researched the forum last night, and I looked up a lot of you, and y'all are awesome people. You do a lot of big things that impact students directly and indirectly. So thank you for that. And I kind of just wanted to touch on three things I usually talk to campus partners on introductory meetings, and three questions that I ask. The first one is usually, how does your office deal with graduate and professional students? And then I get into what are the trends that you witness that impacts graduate and professional students, that's either positively or negatively. And the third question is usually, from your vantage point, what do I need to know? And I think that's important as an elected official to kind of know what the problems are that I'm going to be advocating for or representing. And yeah, I plan to learn from this group a lot of those problems, connecting on a group setting like this, but also taking the time to connect with as many of you as I can individually, whether it's after this or an email from me later. I email a lot of people, so you might hear me. But thank you so much to Ms. Howell and Ms. Young, appreciate it, right here, for coordinating my attendance here today, and I look forward to learning from you all and connecting in the future. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jen. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to working with you this year, both as employee forum chair, but also email me. We'll talk about law school orientation. Get you connected there. Awesome. So we do have some upcoming meetings this month, and in July. We have an all committees meeting, so delegates, both new and continuing, please join us next Tuesday, June 9th, from 10 to 11:30 on Zoom. This will be a chance for you to kind of popcorn through the different breakout rooms that are the different committees that we have, so that you can select your primary committee that you will be a part of. And then we will be selecting chairs of those committees at our retreat in July. The executive committee meeting will be Tuesday, June 16th, and that is for our current executive committee members, and that will be 1 to 3 on Zoom. Our staff advisory committee to the Chancellor, stack, it's easier, and I probably just scrambled all the letters when I said that, will be Wednesday, June 10th at 9. It will be available via Zoom. It will also be in person at the South Building, room 105, I believe. So we hope you can join us in person. If you are on Stack, I will get an update and an agenda out to everyone. It will be our annual wrap-up meeting where we discuss what we've accomplished this year and look forward to what we will do next year. Vice Chancellor's Representatives meeting, we're moving into July. That will be Thursday, the 9th of July from 2 to 3 p.m. on Zoom. If you are a new delegate, please keep an eye on your email. You'll receive an email asking you to provide a question, if you have one, for any of our Vice Chancellors, and we will compile those and put them in the agenda and send them off prior to the meeting so that the Vice Chancellors can either provide the answer to one of the others who will be there, or they will provide the answer when they are present. And in July in particular, we tend to have a slightly lower number of folks that are there just because of various summer travel and vacations. The forum annual retreat for delegates, please put this on your calendar. It will be July 14th from about 8 to noon. 8 if you're going to do our zip line. Please do the zip line, it's fun. You are not required. You can just come and cheer on your fellow staff members. Think about doing it. We did have one delegate one year who did it 2 years in a row, did not make it on the zip line the first year, but the second year he did. All because of the support of all the other delegates cheering him on. So hopefully, is that person in the room? He's on the call, so I'm not officially outing you by name, but go you. You know who you are. But that'll be Tuesday, July 14th, and Wednesday, July 15th. I don't know why the 19th is on the agenda, but it should be the 15th. And that will be all day via, it will be hybrid. I don't have the location, but we are hoping to be in the new Keenan Flagler building, so stay tuned. Please be in person, it is gorgeous. And there will be free and ample parking for you, which is always a bonus. Again, the July 14th is an outdoor event, so it will be very casual, be very comfy. We'll have plenty of water and Gatorade to keep you hydrated. But it is a ton of fun. It is a great way to know your fellow delegates. We do a lot of name games. It's honestly how I remember anybody's name on the forum. But it is tons of fun. And you can also hang out in the pavilion if you can't do some of the outdoor activities with Matt. So there will be people who are just participating in everything and others who are participating in what they can and others hanging out and just cheering everybody on from the pavilion. And then the next full body meeting will be Friday, August 7th from 9 to 11:30. We have not yet set location, but we will be talking about that in July. So that is our upcoming meeting list. I don't believe the Chancellor was able to make it today unless he is online. He is currently traveling with a pretty heavy meeting schedule. So he's not there. Okay, thank you. I didn't see him earlier. So we will move on from the Chancellor's Roundtable, which is not a bad thing, because that means we can start recognizing the folks in the room. You all, those of you who are receiving an award will get your certificate in the campus mail, but you will get your very fancy, this is sometimes more important to folks than the certificate, although the certificate can go on your wall, but we have a little swag bag for you. So you can have all of the goodies from the employee forum to put on your desk and advertise yourself as a recipient of the peer award and let everybody know who the forum is. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Julie and to Lisa. And I'll bring up your slides. Totally fair. Let me change what I'm sharing. There we go. You want me to drive for you? Okay.
All right, good morning, everybody. So the first award we're going to give away today is the Hall of Famer Award. This award is awarded to those that consistently exemplify the university's mission of integrity, collaboration, respect, and high-level customer service, and has been with the university for at least 5 years. Our first recipient is Charlie Rice. Charlie earned a BA in sociology from North Carolina Central University in 2010. She began her career at UNC-Chapel Hill in 2019 as a business services coordinator for the Southern Historical Collection. She is now an executive search consultant in human resources and partners with search committees and hiring departments to define strategic hiring needs and develop position descriptions. Her role requires strong technical expertise and independent decision-making. She has supported numerous high-profile executive searches, including roles such as Dean of Keenan-Flagler Business School, Vice Chancellor for Research, Dean for the School of Science and Information, UNC Chancellor Search, Adams School of Dentistry for 3 searches, were the Chair for Restorative Dentistry, Orthodontics, and Pediatric and Public Health, Director of the Ackland Art Museum, Senior Vice Provost for Undergraduate Student Success, and the UNC Chancellor Search. Most recently, she has assisted with the UNC Provost Search and is leading the UNC School of Law Dean Search. Thank you, Charlie.
We have a dean.
Our next recipient is Jessie Moorfield.
Hang on. There we go. Sorry about that.
Jessie is a production manager for the UNC Department of Music, overseeing concert and event production across venues, including Petersen Recital Hall and Keenan Rehearsal Hall. Jessie collaborates with faculty, students, guest artists, and campus partners to produce performances, recitals, festivals, and special events. His work includes production planning, scheduling, stage and technical coordination, audio-video support, live streaming, and venue operations. Jessie began his UNC career in 2009 with the Department of Communications Media Lab and joined the Department of Music in 2015. He lives in Hillsborough and enjoys writing and producing music in his home studio. Our next category is Staff Member of the Year Perfect Addition. This award is awarded to those who consistently exemplify the university's mission of integrity, collaboration, respect, and high-level customer service, and has been with the university for less than 2 years. Our first employee is Elizabeth Cruz.
She's online.
Elizabeth, the daughter of Protestant missionaries, spent her formative years in France in the Central African Republic. She earned a bachelor's degree from Gordon College and a Master of Public Health from Boston University. Her career focused on international development through USAID-funded projects, where she served as a finance manager supporting teams in Haiti, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Southeast Asia. In 2025, she transitioned to higher education, joining the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. She now serves as Faculty Executive Coordinator at the Keenan Flagler Business School in the Accounting Department, supporting faculty leadership and academic operations. Our next recipient is Riley, and I am going to botch her name, so we're just going to call her Riley. Sorry, Riley.
Riley!
Riley is a 2024 UNC graduate with a BA in English and Comparative Literature. In her role at the Arts and Sciences Foundation, Riley supports the donor relations and communications team by writing and editing stewardship reports, donor profiles, and a range of communication materials. Congratulations, Riley.
Hi, I am now going to present the Professional Excellence Award. And this award recognizes 4 deserving staff members for exceptional execution above and beyond assigned duties, supportive interactions within their department, supportive interactions between campus departments, and/or exemplary interaction with the outside community. And our first recipient is Sheena Cunningham. Is she online? Thank you. And I will tell you about Shana. Shana Cunningham began her career in higher education in 2011 with the UNC-Chapel Hill Nutrition Research Institute. She later served at UNC Charlotte, where she received the 2020 College of Health and Human Services Staff of the Year Award. In 2022, she returned to the NRI, where she now serves as personnel administrator and was honored with the 2022 Employee Excellence Award for Integrity. In her current role, Shana is committed to delivering a seamless, human-centered experience for employees and to building a workforce pipeline for professionals in precision nutrition. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Victoria Dowd. And Victoria is the Assistant University Ombuds and Program Specialist for the University Ombuds Office. She has 30 years of service at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Wow. She served on various committees and boards across campus. Her professional training includes mediation, managing conflict and confrontation, advanced problem solving, professional life coaching, mental health first aid, and a variety of courses offered by the International Ombuds Association. Victoria provides intake services for the Ombuds Office in addition to administrative support and leading outreach projects to connect with Carolina community and abroad. Victoria is a recipient of the State Employees Award of Excellence 2005 Chancellor's Award and Star Heels Award. She is a member of the International Ombuds Association, where she served as a member of the Board of Directors and committee member. Victoria currently serves as an advanced mediator in the North Carolina Office of State Human Resources Mediator Program. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Holly Laverne. Yeah. Congratulations. Holly is the inaugural Director of Violence Prevention and Advocacy Services, providing strategic leadership and oversight for university-wide prevention, education, and confidential support for students and employees impacted by interpersonal violence. She previously spent nearly 8 years providing confidential victim services at Carolina. Holly holds a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Lynchburg and a master's degree in higher education and student affairs from the University of South Carolina and criminal justice from East Carolina University. With over a decade of experience, her work includes violence prevention, victim services, and behavioral threat assessment. She co-authored the first national benchmarking study on campus victim services practices and is a certified victim service practitioner. Congratulations. And our final recipient of the Professional Excellence Award is Rachel Pittman. Congratulations. Rachel Pittman has served as the Executive Administrator for Carolina Performing Arts, the university's professional performing arts presenter, since 2022. In this role, she leads administrative operations across the organization and supports the executive and artistic director's strategic priorities and initiatives. She began her career at Carolina in 2012 as executive assistant to the Dean of Hussman School of Journalism and Media. Congratulations.
And while we're transitioning, just to let folks who are here in person and not online know, you're getting lots and lots of love in the chat. So just wanted you to know, some of you are being called the GOAT, some of you are just saying you are amazing. Just wanted you to know that there's love.
Our next award is the Overton Award. This award honors the memory of Jackie E. Overton, a beloved and dynamic leader who fiercely advocated for staff while strengthening existing and forging new relationships with numerous campus partners and the administration. The purpose of the award is to recognize and reward individuals who have provided outstanding leadership to their office, department, or unit and the university through involvement with staff issues, committee work, teamwork, professional development of peers. Nominees should be individuals who demonstrate outstanding leadership qualities. Our first recipient is Sharose. Here, there we go. Sharose is a digital accessibility consultant with the Digital Accessibility Office at University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Her work supports the UNC community through accessibility, consulting, compliance assessments, training, and inclusive design initiatives. Since joining the DAO in 2023, she has led major projects, including the website redesign, and contributed to the transformation of the office's accessibility training program through interactive workshops, resource development, and user-centered learning strategies. She is especially passionate about promoting user autonomy by creating clear, accessible resources that help individuals confidently navigate accessibility guidance, find answers independently, and support accessibility efforts within their own teams and departments. Our next recipient is Brian Madsen. Brian is a process improvement, training, and development specialist in the School of Medicine, bringing 25 plus years of healthcare experience in clinical care, management, and process improvement. As a certified Lean Six Sigma Black Belt with 10 plus years of experience in process improvement, he is driven by a passion for helping teams streamline work and create meaningful, lasting change in an effort to achieve strategic aims. Brian enjoys leveraging parallels across workplace environments and bringing proven tools and strategies to provide targeted, high-value, continuous improvement to the research enterprise.
I am back. I'm going to present the Outstanding Encouragement of Learning and Development Award. This award recognizes one deserving supervisor or manager who actively facilitates the participation of staff members in learning activities. An eligible supervisor encourages employees to attend classes and programs that are relevant to the employee's professional development, and the university wants to recognize supervisors who support a more engaged, productive workforce. And our recipient is Dallas Carter. So Dallas began her Carolina career in 2007 in an entry-level administrative role as an HR facilitator. When the School of Medicine started centralizing HR functions, she transitioned into grants management, drawing on her experience supporting a small, predominantly grant-funded center. This path led to her advancement as business manager, where she completed a decade of service. She then spent 2 years in the School of Public Health as Assistant Chair of Administration for the Department of Biostatistics. In 2020, she returned to the School of Medicine as Director of Finance and Administration for the Department of Microbiology and Immunology, overseeing all operational, financial, and administrative functions of the department, and where she currently resides today. She's having grown her career through internal opportunities. She is deeply committed to fostering professional development and helping employees see pathways for growth within the organization. Congratulations. The next award is the Pinnacle Award. This award recognizes one deserving staff member for exceptional execution above and beyond assigned duties, supportive interactions within their department, supportive interactions between campus departments, and/or exemplary interaction with the outside community. And our award winner is Reza El Kurdi. Is that good? Congratulations. She is a clinical pharmacist within the counseling and psychological services focused on advancing innovative, integrated, and student-centered mental health care. She developed and implemented an ADHD clinic to improve structured follow-up and medication management and introduced scale-based monitoring tools to support evidence-based pharmacotherapy decisions. Serves as a site coordinator for a community-based mental health pharmacy fellowship in partnership with UNC-Chapel School of Pharmacy, emphasizing practice-based research, quality improvement, and collaborative care models. She has led initiatives to reduce barriers to care, including medication adherence supports, and has presented this work at national meetings. Congratulations. I will now present the Manager of the Year Award. This award is given to a permanent full-time manager with 2 or more years of university service who has distinguished accomplishments throughout their university career, both within and beyond their normal job responsibilities, or has accomplished something specifically within the past 12 months that has been of major significance. The specific accomplishment may be cited maybe within or beyond the nominee's primary care of responsibility. And our award winner is Matthew Chamberlain. Okay. Congratulations, Matthew. Apparently everyone in the room came to support you. Since May of 2019, Matthew Chamberlain has led the Communications and Marketing Unit at the Uehling School of Global Public Health. In this role, he oversees all internal and external communications and marketing efforts, including student recruitment, media relations, digital marketing, alumni publications, internal and external newsletters, social media, and the Gillings website, helping to maintain the school's ranking as the #1 public school of public health. He also launched the first of its kind public health communications fellowship comprised of 4 master's students in support of local health departments in 6 rural North Carolina counties. Prior to joining the Gillings School, Matthew founded and led an independent digital marketing consultancy with clients in higher ed, media, design, art, and architecture. He is also a frustrated former jazz drummer. Matthew is most proud to accept this Manager of the Year award, which not only highlights the quality of the work, but the people behind the work. The unit he manages has expanded from 3 to 9 full-time employees with not one departure in 7 years. That's awesome. P.S. He is the proud father of 2 Carolina grads. Yep.
The next award is the Three-Legged Stool Award. This award is awarded to those with distinguished contributions by individuals who work to promote cooperation and collaboration among faculty, staff, and students. Nominees of this award are those who inspire creativity, promote harmony and partnerships within the university community, inspire teamwork, cooperation, and participation, demonstrate new approaches to current processes, encourage, mentor, and build bridges from alliances to work collectively, or demonstrate any other significant community building activities. And this award is awarded to John Easterbrook. John is an Associate Dean for Strategic Initiatives at the Graduate School, leading high-impact projects in strategic planning, enrollment growth, and student success. His work focuses on aligning graduate and professional education with North Carolina's workforce needs and the university's research priorities. He co-leads the Graduate Student Expert Initiative, a pan-university effort to develop and implement best practices to strengthen the graduate and professional student experience. He leads the implementation of the Graduate School Strategic Plan, overseeing initiatives that support student academic achievement, professional development, and well-being. He also collaborates with academic units and external partners to support online graduate and professional education at Carolina. So we just want to give a special thanks to all of those who helped out with nominating participants this year, as well as reviewing applications. If we call your name, can you please stand up? So the committee was co-chaired by Julie and myself. We had Randall Borer, Sam, Elena Potts, Camille Campbell, Nicholas Hannon, Annetta Streeter, Susie Toro, Drexel Rivers, and we could not have done any of this without the help of Matt Banks. So we greatly appreciate his help. And then our last slide is just recognizing those current members who are rolling off this year, our outgoing delegates. So if you're in the room and your name is called, can you please stand up? We have Siobhan Carey Hicks, Mary Davis, Paloma Adaus, I apologize, Adrienne, we're gonna G, Tori Mason, Mariana Tilley, Tyrone Williams, Megan Harville, Chastity Dixon, Miles Watson, Ellie Alexander, Shane Brogan, Jonathan Cook, Toby Hedgepeth, Keith Hines, Teresa Silsby, Sharon, and Jennifer Larson. Thank you all.
Just a quick correction on Adriani Gavlisco. She is not rolling off. She was elected to another term, so she will be staying. She just messaged me in the chat. She goes, "I'm not leaving." Megan Hartville is not leaving either.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm on that.
So
list.
it's okay.
Also, can I do a quick point out
Sure.
about the whole award ceremony? I might not understand it very well, and I don't want to distract from anyone that did the award. I'm sure you guys all very deserving according to your bios. But I just want to point out that it seems very skewed towards upper. I think they were maybe
And
so I'm just curious.
I mean, it is based entirely on who is nominated. So I can't speak to who was nominated and did not receive the award, but it is based entirely on who is nominated. So it's entirely possible we simply did not receive.
I will say this is only the second time I've been to one of these award ceremonies, so maybe it has in the past. But yeah, the last two that I've seen have seemed skewed that way. And I'm not sure like anyone lower than that would know to submit anybody or like has been informed.
So we send out an email 2 or 3 times to all campus and encourage employee forum delegates to let their constituents know of the nomination process. So again, I can't speak to who has chosen to nominate. Yes, ma'am. For those of you who are here and are not usually in this room, there's a little button next to what looks like a tiny little speaker or Star Trek thing. Anyways, just push and hold the button while you're talking so the folks online can hear you. And introduce yourself if you would.
Good morning. I'm Charlita Sims Evans, Associate Dean for Gillen School of Global Public Health. So when we get the announcement about the awards, I send it to my entire team, which includes people of all different levels. And I encourage people to nominate someone not only just within our team, but in our school. And if they know of anybody else across the university they know fits any of the nominations. So I hope everybody else that hears this will continue to do that.
Hey, Rebecca, can we move on beyond this, because this is really outside of the scope, and it's something we can talk about in executive committee. Because congratulations to all the wonderful people that won these
100%.
deserving awards. This is something we can take up in executive committee.
Sure, I'm happy to move that to executive committee. I do want to say that one of the things that struck me during the award recognition was when I go to many award recognitions, those who have been recognized stand up the entire time that folks are reading their bios and their accolades. And it really speaks to the humbleness of our staff, that you all came up here, got your pictures, and then immediately went back to your seats as quickly as you possibly could. It is clear that you guys like doing the work that you do. You are passionate about what you do, and you are not in this to be recognized. It is a very small monetary award that we give you, but it is really meaningful, the work that you do and the impact that you have, clearly not just on the students and the faculty that you work with, but your fellow staff members who are the primary folks who do our nominations. And it just is really wonderful that so many of you actually came here in person on a Friday when there is a baseball thing that is going to totally scramble our parking and everything in about 2 hours and for the rest of the weekend. So I just wanted to say I was just really struck by the humbleness of the staff who received the awards, and really appreciate all of the nominators as well and fellow staff members that came out to support. Yes, Elizabeth?
I'm just going to be loud. Hey, everybody, congratulations. Did what you said. We are in the process of evaluating how but get involved and get fully involved. If you are in awards and get to know more about us. Love it. Like Rebecca said.
Online people can't hear.
They're not going to be able to hear you online because, yeah, it's okay. That's fine. So, again, congratulations. I know some of you did ask me if you had to stay for the whole meeting. You do not. We would love to have you stay for the whole meeting. But as was demonstrated by the humbleness of folks up here, I know you're busy and I know you have things to do. So feel free to stay as long as you can, but step away as you need to. Thank you again for being here and congratulations. And your certificates will come to you in campus mail over the summer. And for those of you who joined us online, we will get your swag bags to you through campus mail as well. All right. So we have wrapped up the recognition ceremony a wee bit early, which is not a bad thing because our agenda is very full. Do we have Linc, Butler, and Jessica Pyjas online?
We do. Good morning,
Are
everyone.
you okay with jumping in and getting started now?
We certainly can.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
The
Appreciate it. Hello,
floor or the
everyone.
screen is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. And I just want to echo congratulations again to all the recipients, all the winners. There are just so much evidence of so many amazing people, not only in this body, but around this campus. And it's always heartwarming to see the recognition that takes place and that the forum engages in to make sure that these folks are recognized. And of course, as a moment of personal privilege, I have to shout out Charlie Rice as being part of the Office of Human Resources team. So very proud of you, Charlie, and congratulations and well-deserved. So we'll jump right in. Just a couple of updates. I also have Joe Williams here. He's going to give a quick benefits update along with Jessica's wellness updates. We're continuing to monitor the state budget negotiations. As many of you probably are tracking, there did seem to be some agreement around a legislative increase of 3%, as well as some bonuses, $1,750 for folks making $65,000 and below. I believe it was $1,000 for folks making above $65,000. There are some provisions in there around law enforcement for some different increases. They appear to be very targeted to some of the state agencies like the State Highway Patrol, the SBI, corrections officers. So still remains to be seen if that applies to law enforcement officers at the campuses. So we're continuing to monitor and track that. But as of yet, we still don't have a real firm time frame on exactly when a budget deal will get done and then be advanced to the governor's office. Just a reminder that even if both chambers of the legislature come to an agreement, it still has to go to the governor's desk, and the governor must sign it before it can be considered final and enacted. So we'll keep you posted. We're going to keep monitoring it, and certainly we'll share any updates that we get along those lines. Couple of reminders, performance season closes June 10th. I know we're right in the process of where managers are meeting with employees to go over performance evaluations, competency assessments, that sort of thing. We are looking to pilot a new check-ins feature in Carolina Talent with some managers over the next year to see how that goes. That allows the managers and employees to engage in conversation all throughout the year, as opposed to just the one time a year around the annual performance review. So that's pretty exciting. And then we also have some learning opportunities that are coming up. One is fostering psychological safety on teams. This is actually one of our more popular options that we offer through organizational professional development. So definitely want to encourage those of you who might be interested in that topic to look into it. It will be in the work well that's coming out a little bit later today, so you can learn more about that. And then another course that I think a lot of folks have found pretty useful and valuable. I know I would have when I made this transition back in the day, had this been available, but it's called Moving from Peer to Manager. Not always the easiest transition to make, and this course in particular provides some good skills and coaching around how to make that transition successfully. So with that being said, I'm going to pitch it over to Joe for a couple of quick benefits updates, and then he's going to pitch it over to Jessica for some wellness updates.
Sounds great. And I love that the transcript or chat or the transcript just said it was psychological safety on teens, not teams, which was rather entertaining to read.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. All right, Joe, all yours.
Hey, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Linc. Just wanted to give you a few updates. We're going to be sending some information out over the next few days about some of these things, kind of campus-wide, but just to give you some heads up. Some of you are familiar with something called the total rewards statements. There were some kind of issues this year with getting those kind of loaded in Connect Carolina, but they are live and well as of this morning, in fact. So what the total reward statement is, sometimes there's confusion around it. So just want to quickly tell you sort of what it is. It kind of talks about kind of total value of being an employee of UNC-Chapel Hill. So you can see, of course, your salary, the value of like your leave balances, what the university is paying towards like your state health plan. And so you kind of see this total package, if you will. Sometimes people are like, that just seems like way too high or way out of line. So again, I want to say don't get, frustrated by it, but just sort of look at it. And again, you will kind of see, at least from the university standpoint, what the university is investing in each of us. So again, to access that, you just go into Connect Carolina, self-service, the My Benefits little tile, click on that. And then over on the left, it's the top total rewards summary. So we're going to, again, send out some information about that probably next week, that those are now live. The other thing I want to mention is for those of you who are EHRA, and I know sometimes people are like, I'm not sure if I'm EHRA or SHRA, and the best way to tell is by your payroll. If you're paid twice a month, you're SHRA. If you're paid once a month, you're EHRA. And so for those of you who are EHRA, we, the university, per the UNC system policy, we have to give you an opportunity to one time make a irrevocable change from annual leave to personal leave. And again, this is strictly optional. It's nothing you have to do, but we will be sending out some information to all of those in the EHRA category who are in annual leave. Annual leave is just sort of another flavor of vacation leave. So SHRAs have vacation leave, EHRA have annual leave or personal leave. And so again, a one-time opportunity to switch from annual leave over to personal leave. Now, there's some big differences between the two plans. And so in the email that will be going out to all of those folks, there will be information leading to a web page that kind of just highlights the plans, the differences. And there's an opportunity in a little online form that they'll be able to complete if they want to make the switch. If not, they just stay in annual leave, all as well. And then finally, we are carefully watching the State Health Plan Board of Trustees meeting that will be actually occurring in just a little while. So the State Health Plan Board of Trustees, they're going to be receiving a presentation today for some changes to the State Health Plan. And I will just give you a quick little heads up. It's sort of, to me, kind of pros and cons. There are some good things that they're introducing in. Some things may be a little more tricky. One of the big things is right now, if you recall, we have sort of two types of providers. We have an in-network provider and an out-of-network provider. Well, what's being sort of proposed to the Board of Trustees with the State Health Plan today is moving that to a 4-tier provider list. So you will have preferred providers, access providers, non-preferred providers, out-of-network providers. And so again, 4 types of provider tiers. And certainly the preferred and the access, those providers who are in sort of that kind of piece of the network, again, they will be the lowest out-of-pocket cost for us. Certainly the Lantern surgical benefits, that's all still going to continue. they're working to expand that as well. So the Board of Trustees with the state health plan are only learning about this and getting information about it today. And then in their July meeting, they'll be voting on that. We'll also, hopefully in July, we'll be aware of maybe any premium increases, which they are estimating maybe a 1% premium increase to who knows. But we'll find out what those are. And again, as soon as I hear and everything's official, I'll certainly report back to this body to let you know. But thanks again for your partnership. And I'm going to just look in the chat real quick.
And while you're looking in the chat, Joe, I do have a couple of questions for you about the health plan and the Board of Trustees, or the state health plan trustees.
Right.
Different body, voting body.
Yeah.
Are those individuals covered by the state health plan?
Yeah, a number of them are. Yeah, they have,
Okay.
they're kind of appointed by the General Assembly. So some of them, there has to be like a school teacher representative, in the public school systems. There has to be a state retiree. So, I mean, there are folks who were kind of in that genre. There are some doctors, medical doctors, who are a part of that as well. Some are state employees. I think some are not. So kind of a good mix actually in there.
Okay, I was just curious because, as they talk about a four-tier system, some of us struggle with even following a two-tier
Certainly, yes. Oh, we
system
understand.
of copays.
Right.
So just wanted to make sure that there was a voice for those who are on the plan, on the board.
That's right. Yeah. But like I said, we will, as soon as things are voted on and finalized, we'll get information. We'll come back, to this body and, do a full presentation to kind of go over sort of what to expect.
Sounds great. And I've got a question from Natalia here in the room. Go ahead, Natalia.
Hi. So question is, I hope you can hear me.
I can.
I got an email some months ago about my deductions. SEANC, do you?
I think I lost you there. I just heard something emailed about deductions.
I think she was asking about whether or not she will get, or any employee in this situation will get additional information about the forms that need to be submitted for those deductions, specifically SEANC.
That part I'm not familiar with on the SEANC deductions. Linc, do you know anything about? Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, I don't. I think we could probably talk to payroll and get an answer for you, but.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, just drop me an email and you can copy Natalia too, if you'd like.
Sure.
Awesome,
All right.
thank you.
I'm
Any
going to
other
pitch it over
questions?
to my Senior Total
No,
Wellbeing Manager.
I've got one more
Jessica.
question in the room.
Oh, go ahead. Okay.
Natasha?
Hey, good morning. My question's maybe for anybody, probably Linc, that I'm also not going to expect an answer to. I know we talked about the state budget and the propositions around legislative increases and bonuses. Do you all have any idea around what parameters in the current state budget allowed UNC System President Peter Hans to get a $400,000 bonus while we are still in limbo without a budget?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I assume it was probably something that was negotiated in his individual contract, is my guess, but that's just speculation on my part.
I appreciated it. I just wanted it on the record.
Sure.
Thank you. Any other questions in the room? Yes, Julie.
Hi, it's Julie Linc, and Joe, I'm not sure who this goes to, probably Joe. I have a friend who went and had labs drawn yesterday, and she's on the 70-30 plan. And when they went to tell her how much it cost, they gave her, well, you'll have an out-of-pocket of $900 if we go through your insurance, or you can pay us $48 in cash.
That was me. That was me.
So how is that possible?
That's a good question. I don't know. So here's what I would probably suggest is two things. One is certainly, and this is where it gets very kind of complex, and I know we're time limited here, so I can't probably get into it in great detail, but whenever labs are sort of ordered by a doctor, if it's based from kind of a doctor visit. So let's say you go to your doctor says, I want you to get so-and-so test done. You go get that test done. If it's a blood chemistry or whatever CBC type test, You go to a lab, you get it done. Typically, that lab cost will be associated with the doctor copay. But it all kind of depends, because sometimes it depends on if it's being done through the hospital, through UNC or through Duke's. If it's billing through their labs, then certainly the cost may be more. But then a lot of times what it just involves is you'll need to call on the back of the state health plan ID card, call Aetna, the member claims number, and just talk with them. And they can kind of help you figure out and navigate how that should be paid, kind of a thing. But I don't have an answer just to say, why $48 and $900? Certainly 48 makes more sense to me. But if that employee, if you want to encourage them to reach out to me directly, I can help work on that with them.
Thank you. Any other questions in the room or online? I think there may be one in the chat. Oh, Julie put hers in the chat, so you've got a little bit more information. All right, thank you guys very much, and we'll move forward to Jessica.
Thank you, Rebecca. Good morning, everyone. Rebecca, I didn't know if it was possible. I heard you say we were running ahead of time. I did provide some slides for today's session and didn't know if I could share my screen. And let me know if you can hear me. I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, Jessica.
Okay,
All right,
perfect.
I turned off my mic. Let me stop sharing real quick. And you should be able to share now.
Perfect. And you can't see me. That is wonderful, but I am here. So I'm not going to focus out on that right now. I'm sorry that you can't see me, but I will go ahead and share my screens as that's more important. But good morning, everyone. I wanted to take the opportunity to share some exciting news for the Total Wellbeing team, and that is we are welcoming a new team member. We recently, just 3 weeks ago, hired a Total Wellbeing program specialist. This is a new position, and his name is Chip Ross. So he has a master's in arts of exercise and sports science from Carolina. He also has a dual Bachelor of Science degrees in food and nutrition and business management from UNC Greensboro. He has over 20 years of experience in corporate worksite wellness and is much experience in developing and implementing evidence-based programs. He has a strong background focusing on holistic well-being, which includes the physical, mental, financial, and social health. And he had previously supported UNC faculty and staff in the wellness initiatives while he was a graduate student and was very involved in the Jingle Bell Jog. He is also a very passionate Tar Heel fan. So I want to welcome Chip. He may be showing up as John, but his name is Chip. So I wanted to give Chip just a little bit to introduce himself and say hello.
Thank you, Jessica. Good morning, everyone. So nice to meet everybody and to be back at Carolina. Yes, Jessica put down there that I'm a passionate Heels fan, and that is without a doubt the truth. That was something that was gifted to me from my mother and my father, particularly my mother. Yeah, I do have a passion for not only our athletics, but also the university as a whole. And I'm looking forward to contributing with Jessica. It's my passion to be able to help folks to reach their greatest potential when it comes to their health and well-being. And looking forward to seeing how we can do that here.
Thank you so much, Chip. We're happy to have you. And then one of the programs Chip's going to be involved in is our Wellness Champions program. Just to remind you, Wellness Champions was established in 2019. We've trained about 90 champions since then, and we have currently 33 active champions representing 17 schools and divisions. Overall, the goal and mission of this program is to foster a greater culture of health and well-being throughout Carolina while engaging and empowering champions throughout every school and division. If you're not participating, this is the time to sign up. Registration to become a Wellness Champion stays open until August 7th, but do know that these schools and departments are participating here. And here are some of the things that they're involved in: strong participation in Jingle Bell Jog, Miles for Wellness Challenge, organizing community service programs with their employees, plant swaps, book clubs, organizing pet therapy for their employees, and everything in between. We have some upcoming information sessions that start today at 1. If you are interested in learning more about the program, these sessions, I will present the information about the core aspects of the program and what we're looking for. And then also you're going to get to hear from a wellness champion or two. So please join us today at 1 or sign up for a future session. And then again, overall registration to become a champion is open through Friday, August 7th, as we start the academic year. Moving to our wellness our Miles for Wellness results, we did have 47 Carolina teams participate, so just over 400 employees this spring. I'm so happy to announce that Carolina actually placed 3 teams placed within the top 3 spots within the 4 competing divisions, and those are alcohol studies, university libraries, the office of the chancellor. That team was led by our wellness champion, and those results will be shared in the newsletter coming out later today, and then we will start the fall challenge in September. And then, as it is a strong day of recognizing employees, please know that we had 4 Carolina employees nominated for the 2026 Governor's Awards for Excellence. And these are, you've heard this name before, but Charlisa Rice, congratulations. She was nominated for both the Customer Service category and Human Relations Award as well. Nice. We have Emily Hooks from the North Carolina Institute of Medicine, and she was nominated for the Efficiency and Innovation Award. And we also had Anna Felix nominated for the Outstanding State Government Service Award, and Dr. Sarah Ledger from Carolina Housing nominated for the Safety and Heroism Award. So there will be a link coming out in the newsletter later today that will take you to a site where you can read more about their nominations. But thank you all who took the time to nominate these well-deserving employees. I wish them much luck. The award ceremony will be held in November, and nominees should know by sometime in August whether they'll be receiving recognition for this award. But congratulations, everyone, and thank you again. We do have an opportunity coming up later this month. TIA is hosting semester lunch and learns. These are in-person sessions where you get a free lunch and you get some important information from our retirement vendor, TIAA. This month's topic is going to be about the sandwich generation, navigating the sandwich generation, and it will be held in Wilson Library at 12:15 on Friday the 26th. So that during that link there, you can register, and I'll send this out to the team afterwards. Our ongoing Wellness Wednesday webinars are here for you to see the different categories we have focusing on mental health, what you can do as a manager to support your employees' well-being, and a new topic, psychological avoidance and its impact on your mental health. So those are open for you to register as well. And then just a reminder that your Helping Heels are available throughout the summer to help you with part-time childcare, pet care, and care for an aging parent, whether it be companion care. And then I think we have some nurses signed up as well. But we have about 50 Carolina Helping Heels. And so be sure to access those if you are interested in part-time care this summer. And then finally, your perks and discounts featured for the month of June are the American Dance Festival. We have a new discount offering employees 10% off of walkie-talkies. If you remember those, some positions use them. They're good for events as well. And then our Verizon Home Internet special has a new promotion that runs through mid-July, which gives new customers the opportunity to choose between 3 free months of Fox One or $400 off a select Samsung product if you're joining the home internet program. We always have discounts to save on this internet service. from $10 off a month up to $15 off a month if you have a Verizon mobile plan. But let me know if you have any questions.
All right, any questions from the room? Yes, Charlie.
Hi, Jessica. I just wanted to tell you too about another discount that I found about. It's from, let me pull up my app. It's from Dick's Sporting Goods. If you download the app and you connect your tracker, you can earn points, and then I think you can get money off. But yeah, it's in the Dick's Sporting Good app. I just wanted to let you know about that.
Thank you very much. I will look into that. That sounds exciting.
Any other questions? And I don't see anything online, so thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Rebecca. And good to see you all, even though you couldn't see me. Enjoy the rest of your meeting.
All right, have a good one. All right, so we are a little bit ahead of schedule, and we do have an item on our agenda under new business that I'd like to go ahead and move it, to do that. There's consideration of resolution 2603. Do I have a motion to move into closed session? I don't know. Do I have a motion from a delegate?
I move to go into closed session.
Thank you.
This is Teresa, second.
Thank you. Is there any objection to moving into closed session? Seeing no objection, those of you who are not current delegates, if you will please enjoy the seating in the very quiet lobby of the dental school. We will come let you know when we are no longer in closed session. My apologies for kicking you out early, but we will have you come back in shortly. If you are online and you are not a delegate, we will move you into a break room. So we should have that set up shortly. Are we good to go? Let's see if I can get a break room set up here. Create. All right. And if we accidentally move you into the break room and you shouldn't be in there, we will move you back. So my apologies in advance to anybody I kick out. Yep. We're going to open that room. So if you are not, you can join. You should be able to join the room on your own.
So we're putting people
who are not delegates in the breakout room. Oh, delegates are joining. Okay, well, then we'll do it that way. Since delegates are joining the breakout room, we'll just flip this. And if you're a delegate, please join the breakout room. And we'll switch to the breakout room. Everybody else can stay in the main room. All right. Which means I need to join the breakout room if I can find me. Yeah, that's this one. All right, can you guys hear me online now?
Yes.
Hey, sorry about that. Apparently when we came out of the room, it muted me automatically. All right, so we are going to move to, since we are a little ahead of schedule, just going to go ahead and go through the consent agenda. Consent agenda includes approval of the meeting minutes, which delegates received via email earlier this week. Are there any division, forum committee, or university committee updates that I need to pull out of the consent agenda? Speak now or leave it for your annual reports, which we'll be doing very soon. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Yes, sir.
I'll
No?
make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
All right, we have a motion, Joe, to approve the consent agenda.
I second.
Second. And is there discussion on said motion? Seeing none. Do I have any opposition to approval of the consent agenda? Awesome. We have an approved consent agenda. And now I'm going to back right up to where I was and ask Dawn to please come down to the front. Thank you for coming back. So I know I told you via email, and of course, one of the emails was in the wee hours this morning, because life is crazy, which you understand fully, and you're getting ready to go set up a whole new program and deal with the crazy a little further north. I hope you like winter.
I grew up in Ohio. I was built.
Oh, then you will be fine. All right, so we have a little bit of a resolution we'd like to read.
I'm going to get it. Yes. I'm pulling the chair.
Yes, please do. Let's have all of it. You guys come over here for pictures while I read. Resolution 2603 honoring Dawn Osbourne-Adams, University Ombuds Officer. Resolution of the Employee Forum, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, June 5th, 2026. Whereas it is appropriate and fitting for the Employee Forum to recognize individuals who have distinguished themselves in service to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill community, and to encourage similar achievement among the remainder of the community's members. And if anybody else wants to come get in the picture, please feel free. And we'll send copies to Dawn. And whereas when the accomplishments of an individual are combined with selfless advocacy for all populations at the university facing stress and difficulty, true servant leadership deserves a fitting recognition. And whereas Dawn Osbourne-Adams, University Ombuds at UNC-Chapel Hill from 2018 through 2026, served the university in an exemplary fashion. And whereas Osbourne-Adams, as leader of UNC-Chapel Hill's Ombuds office, helped students, faculty, and staff work through conflict in creative and constructive ways, serving as a confidential and impartial resource to help the campus community address issues and challenges, managing more than 3,500 individual matters of concern, and delivering hundreds of workshops and presentations. And whereas, in the words of Chancellor Lee Roberts, Osbourne-Adams, quote, has been a trusted resource for the Carolina community who has approached every interaction with professionalism, integrity, and compassion, helping faculty, staff, students, and administrators navigate complex challenges with care and thoughtfulness, end quote. And whereas Osbourne-Adams developed the Ombuds Office's first mission statement and charter to set clear expectations about operations, authority, roles, and responsibilities, ensuring continuity of service long after her departure. And whereas through her leadership, Osbourne-Adams strengthened the role of the Ombuds Office as an independent and valued resource of the university. And whereas Osbourne-Adams represented the university well as a featured speaker at prestigious organizations, including NASA, the American Bar Association, and the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine, among others. Don't make me cry. Whereas Osbourne-Adams became a trusted thought partner, sounding board, and ally of the Employee Forum. And its work advocating for UNC staff employees, providing critically needed consultations for the Employee Forum on a variety of matters, most notably helping to facilitate the forum's community meetings and listening sessions with staff employees during the COVID-19 pandemic crisis in 2020. Therefore, be it resolved that the Employee Forum hereby confers lifelong honorary delegate status upon Dawn Osbourne-Adams, along with an open invitation to attend and participate in future deliberations of this body. And be it further resolved that the forum thereby extends its best wishes to Osbourne-Adams in her new position as the inaugural ombudsperson at Yale University. Signed on behalf of the delegates of the Employee Forum. Thank you. Thank you. You do.
And Ardis.
Okay, perfect. This is your copy for now. Thank you. Not yet, but it will be.
I'm sorry, I have to say a few words. So Dawn was the Ombuds in my second and third year and fourth year as the chair. And if you know anything about that time frame, the statute came down, and then immediately after that was COVID. And so people were crazy. It was a crazy time, and I cannot imagine that was easy for Dawn. It certainly wasn't easy for the forum. But I'm demented, so I don't remember everything. But what I will always be thankful for is when we held our community meetings and hundreds of people attended, and it could have devolved into an absolute chaotic, screaming mess. And because of Dawn's skills and incredible talent, people were able to be heard, and everybody felt like there was somebody who was listening. So, Dawn, I'm going to miss you so much.
So Shane, I'm going to tell you that I sometimes say I earned my entire year's salary in that 2 hours.
Fair.
So I just want to say thank you so much. My son always says to me, you don't ever cry. And so today I'm going to say, you know what moved me to tears was this recognition and this resolution. This body is so important and it's so powerful. And it's an example of this body and the administration working together. The Ombuds office is an example of what that can achieve. And so take that forward with you. Support Victoria and Josh, who are going to hold it down. And thank you for all of the love and support you've given me since I've been here.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so very much. This means everything.
And there's also much love coming to you from the chat. So just so you know. All right. All right, if I could have the members of SEANC who are here, please come on down to the front. We would like to recognize you today and hand the mic over. But we do have representatives from SEANC, the State Employees Association of North Carolina. The Executive Director, Ardis Watkins, is here, and as well as members from District 25. Again, thank you so much to District 25 for providing refreshments to our annual recognition. We also have members from District 19 here. But if any members of SEANC are here, please come on down the front, even if you're not speaking, so that we can recognize you. And Ardis, thank you again for joining us. And here you go.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. I'm going to defer always to the past president, Kirk Montgomery.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kirk Montgomery. I'm the past president of the State Employees Association. Glad to be here. I was also the vice chair of the Employee Forum when I was at the University of North Carolina.
Let me see. So I am Charles Streeter. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I was chair of the Employee Forum from 2013 to 2017. And one thing I was thinking about this morning is that we are members of District 25, and we have a member of District 19 here as well. He's He's in the hallway. So what you all should know is that the employee forum actually exists because of SEANC. So the very first two people who formed the employee forum were Kay Winberg Hovius, I want to rearrange her last name, and Paula Schubert, who were actually members of SEANC. And they had this idea that the staff of the university did not have the proper representation needed. So they actually went to Chancellor Hardin and they said, we need this group to exist. And so there are very close ties to SEANC, specifically our District 25, because those two women were also presidents of the statewide organization of SEANC. And so if you're not a member of SEANC, I encourage you to be involved. We have advocacy on the statewide level as opposed to just being involved and concerned with things that happen here on campus. But I just want you to know and remind you, if you did know, about the history and the close ties of this organization and the formation of this organization, which is the oldest in the system body that represents staff. So we're the oldest. When you go to staff assembly, you can put that. I was on staff assembly, understand that there's some jealousy there, but we were the first, we were the first state organization. I mean, the first state university. We're also the very first staff representation within the UNC system. So there's some legacy there. That's all I wanted to say.
Could you guys
right, so
together so
oh,
we get
yeah.
a good picture?
I'm holding this, looking.
Here, I'll hold that.
Hang on a minute. Thank you.
Yep. Well, we'll scoot you, get a better picture this way. Getting the official camera over too. Cameraman. Oh, we've got some more leadership here. Oh, member, gotcha. Same. If you are a member. SEANC members. Anybody else a SEANC member that wants to be in the picture? All right. And a shout out to the SEANC members online as well. All right, here you go.
Well, I know your time is valuable, so you had the excitement of seeing us do a photo op, but now we'll cut to the chase. Y'all know what the General Assembly's been doing. We've got one of your best representative right there. But as an organization, what we've been focused on is the fact that there obviously was no budget last year. The semantics of North Carolina not needing a budget because we have a continuing budget. There was no budget that addressed the fact that things went up. So we fell behind. You fell behind, but even the places where you work fell behind. They're not being funded to reflect the cost of everything that went up. That's an issue. But in North Carolina, it's a particular issue. We looked on the General Assembly's website under the Fiscal Research Division, their own numbers. And if you go back to 2009, the number of state employees overall, that's everything. Agencies, universities, community colleges, it's not public schools, but it's everything else. The number of employees did not change. In fact, because there were positions frozen last year, there's a statute that requires that if the House and Senate don't agree, whatever they were cutting in each of their budgets, that just stayed frozen. Because of that statute, there are actually less people on the job in North Carolina for North Carolinians than in 2009, but our population grew by 2 million people. This to us is a dire crisis. If you do not keep up with the population growth and the demand, you're not going to give the same services. There's no way. And then what happens is we sit through legislative committees where public employees are blamed when anything goes wrong. DMV would be a great example. DMV begged for years for more people to address the more people. Now, when we point this out, the legislature says things like, AI and technology have probably made it since then where we don't need as many people. Since 2009, no. No, it hasn't. There's no possible way that an almost 20% increase in population could be accounted for since the year 2009 through advents in technology. That is false. It's just so sad to say that, honestly. And so that's a huge concern of ours. We're seeing the legislature talk this year, though, about more cuts. And I know that in the university system, all the universities, and y'all are no exception, no one's protected from this. We've seen this tightening and tightening and tightening of the belt. To what end? So we're on that, and we want to stay in touch with everybody that works wherever they work for the taxpayers of North Carolina, because we feel like we're actually being a taxpayer watchdog as much as we're being an employee advocacy group, because somebody needs to speak up for the taxpayers who may think that getting a 0.5% less in personal income tax is some big boon to them, but they're getting 20% less services. Most people, if you put it to them that way, would say, I'll, keep the piddly money. I don't want to wait in lines. If I want to start a business, I don't want the Secretary of State's office to be so backed up. I have to wait months to do what I need to do. So there's that. And next, there's the issue of the raises that have been proposed themselves. Everybody, no matter their political party, that goes on TV to talk about this says teachers or people who work in corrections. Those are the ones we need to address. Now, public school teachers, we all know we have an issue there. We all want them. And certainly the ones of us who are parents and now grandparents know we don't want our kids in classrooms that are ill-equipped for them in any way, whether it's the kind of teacher we can attract anymore or what the teachers got in terms of resources to work with. However, there are more people than that it takes to keep everything rolling. And if you want to keep attracting industry, you have to have a solid system all the way top to bottom. In the university system, love the faculty. They're great. I have nothing against the faculty, but it sure takes a whole lot more than faculty, or else you'd see the place grind to a complete halt.
100%.
So, yeah, so I know I got a time frame here I got to stick with. So those are the issues around pay that we're focused on. 3% when you got nothing last year. And then there's these big raises in pockets. That's cherry picking, and that is simply to keep the money that is being spent on raises low. We're very open with this to the legislature. That's why we're being very open everywhere we go. But on top of that, your healthcare costs went up, and they went up in part based on your pay. So if you stayed a long time and maybe moved up, you actually got penalized even more because the rate of premium you paid went up. And now with the proposal from the legislature, the amount of bonus you would get would be less. So it's very clear. The goal is run people off, be a training ground, get people out of here in 2 to 5 years and not have to deal with them long term. We're not satisfied with that. And we don't think the public is when we talk to them either. When you ask the public, when you're driving across a bridge, you want the person inspecting it to be the cheapest thing you can get? Or do you want a really good inspector? Then you see a different thing come out of the taxpayer's mouth. So the healthcare issues are still massive issues. I know y'all aren't in Wake County, but if you've heard about this merger of Atrium and Wake Med, I just need you to know this, because we're in the middle of that fracas. And the Wake County Board of Commissioners said, we really don't actually have control of that. It was on their consent agenda to approve it. It wouldn't be on your consent agenda. You wouldn't have to consent unless you controlled it. So they do. So if you call the Wake County Board of Commissioners, know that they in fact have control of this. Atrium's CEO is the second highest paid CEO in Charlotte, $26 million a year, second only to Bank of America. So we don't have access. There's no transparency in health plan contracts. We don't know how much your health plan is paying each provider. But come on, you can do some guessing right there, can't you? If there's enough money to pay $26 million a year to one person, and then the whole C-suite does really well. So we're on that, but every person in the plan, no matter where you live, the health plan is saying it would be over $100 more out of your pocket next year, $7 in premium increase on this one consolidation alone. And then the rest of it would be increases in your out-of-pocket expenses, because if it happens one place, it affects the whole plan. So I wanted you to know that you should be taking action. You should be calling your legislators. You should be calling the Wake County Board of Commissioners. And then finally, I don't know how many of you are in the retirement system. Are any of you in the state retirement system? Okay, we got a few. So if you're in the state retirement system, we will continue to push for transparency in the contracts of that system. We're not alone. There's 26 million people in a public pension plan around this country. We just participated in a documentary called Pension Fight Club. And I didn't name it. The guy doing the documentary did. But it was, he came by and talked to us. And I was like, okay, we'll talk to you about it. Then I saw the documentary and I was like, we're not alone. But that's very important because now for the first time, because this one guy did a documentary, we know we have a network, a nationwide network where we can all get together and push against this forced secrecy. In the last few weeks, we had the CEO of BlackRock say you need to put public pension money in AI data centers. That's where we need to be putting them. And then there was an article this week about how we missed the opportunity to invest in the Carolina Hurricanes. Glad they're doing well in the Stanley Cup. Don't want to own a sports team in the portfolio of the retirement plan. So if you get a chance, go to Pension Fight Club. They have a website. If you want to know what's really going on, and it affects you, whether you're in that system or not, you're a taxpayer, it affects you. Those are some of the biggest issues we're working on. We want you to be a SEANC member for so many reasons, not the least of which we keep our members informed with this stuff on a weekly basis. We have a podcast you don't have to be a member to listen to. It's called the SEANC View, SEANC View, VIEW. And we get deeper in these issues on just state employee issues every week. I really appreciate your time. I know that was a lot.
Appreciate you coming and letting us know what you guys are doing on behalf of state employees. And as a member, I can attest to the fact that I do get weekly updates via email. Sometimes I save them if I'm too busy and look at them on the weekend. But they are very informative. You can join SEANC by talking to Scott in the hallway. For folks who are online, you can email Natalia, our vice chair, or reach out to James Holman and via email, and they will help you with the process of joining. SEANC does have a table outside in the lobby afterwards as you leave. And again, many thanks to District 25 for the refreshments. Is Renee Price here? Come on down. So we have one other guest speaker today that asked to come speak to us. Representative Renee Price is a House representative in the General Assembly for District 50, which is Caswell and Orange County. And she just wanted to say a few things to the staff of the Employee Forum for today. So thank you for joining us.
Good morning. And I don't know what else to say because I just said everything that I was going to say. I think, is she running for office? Ardis, we have a job for you. You want to run for office? You want to run for office? You did a good job up here. So, but no, I for one, thank you all for what you do for the state of North Carolina, because I know, and some of my colleagues do know as well, that you are the ones that support North Carolina. You built North Carolina and you continue to keep it functioning and even setting, you provide the foundation for generations to come to make North Carolina a great state, or to keep it and make it a great state. I too am very disgusted at the fact that the one job that we are supposed to be doing, I was going to say paid to do, but we don't get paid that much, is to pass a budget. And we still have not passed a budget. And it is we're almost at the point of 365 days without a budget. Within that budget, because the fiscal year ends June 30th. So in that budget, should it ever appear, would have the request that you made for pay increases and increases to your benefits. I've noted when I first came to the House, I think you had this 5-5-5 plan, and to make the proper increases based on the cost of living. That didn't happen. And then I think this year was a little bit less. But then each year that you don't get what you asked for several years ago, at the same time the cost of living is going up. I mean, I was in the store, I think tomatoes are like almost $5 a pound, tomatoes. And of course we know about gas and everything else, but then your healthcare premiums, healthcare costs. And for those of us that are getting older, even though we're living longer and we're healthy, it still costs a lot of money. just to, to keep up our health. So, I don't want to make this partisan, but I will say this, that the Democrats at least have been pushing and pushing for the budget. We've asked for the budget. We even came back in November of last year to try to pass a budget, but we were the only ones there. So I understand, we've been told, because we don't see this, that there is a framework, because as you heard, the teachers, they have a schedule for the teachers and beginning teachers to get their pay increases and all, because they want us to be the first in the Southeast in terms of teacher pay. But then again, what happens to those that have been there for a while, the merit pay, they're still figuring that out. But we still don't have a budget. That's just the framework. We still do not have a budget. And in this short session, we are actually supposed to be working on last year's budget to make any improvements or changes to it. Thankfully, we did fill in enough money for Medicaid, for people on Medicaid, but that's only to get us to the end of this year, this fiscal year, which is June 30th. So there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. I would say continue to show up at the General Assembly, those of you that have the time to do so. You don't have to be, loud and rambunctious and all that, but at least be there in numbers. Talk to representatives. Indeed, talk to your representatives and senators, but talk to other people as well. I will just give you one example. There was, last year, there was a group that was very upset about a bill that dealt with shrimp trawling out on the coast. And those folks showed up. I mean, they just packed the legislative building. They sat in the lobbies for 2 days. And in fact, there's a couple of people actually had trucks that just circled around the Capitol for a couple of hours. But in the end, they had to succumb to, the legislature had to succumb to the pressure. Now, I was all in favor of them, but those that wanted to make that change, they finally had to say, okay, you win. So showing up, knowing, we need to know that you're there. It helps me to know what you want and to be able to stand up in the General Assembly when we do debate to say that, well, I can say for certain because I talked to Pamela, I talked to so-and-so, I talked to James. It really does help me to be able to speak authentically on your issues. And showing up in numbers also means, there's no choice. You're there. And so again, I thank you so much for what you do, and let's continue to work together.
Thank you so much. Great to meet you. Right, thank you. Thank you very, very much, Representative Price. Appreciate you taking the time to come out and join us today. And we are now going to move into, we've done our consent agenda, and we are now moving into old business. Nothing from the consent agenda. We do have consideration of Proclamation 2601. Do I have anyone online or in person who is handling Proclamation 2601?
Julie and I are both here, but I can't say that we've stepped forward to have a reader. Do you need one of us to
I can
read
read it if you need me to.
Go for it, Julie.
Okay, so we need a motion first to consider it. So we'll need a motion to consider Proclamation 2601. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Listen to Proclamation 2601.
All right, do I have a second?
I second.
Second from Elizabeth. Any discussion on said motion? Any objections to moving forward with reading of Proclamation?
Discussion.
You have discussion. Okay, thank you.
I just have a question. Has the rewritten proclamation been shared with the body? Or is
it has.
this
It
the
was shared in
rewritten one?
Yes.
Okay. I missed that one. Okay.
It should be with the email that had the resolution for Don Osbourne-Adams and the minute. I'll also pull it up here on screen
Okay.
real quick.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Dana.
Any other discussion? And it is called Proclamation 2601 Final. Like pizza, apparently. Should come up on screen momentarily. All right. Julie, you good?
I think
Can you
so.
see it? You have it up, or do you
I
need
have,
it?
I have it up. Can y'all
Okay.
hear me online?
Here, let me get you the mic.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. It might be easier for you to hold the mic, but push the button. Yeah.
Okay. Proclamation 26-01 concerning the university's duty to its staff employees and the absence of an institutional framework to fulfill that duty. Proclamation of the Employee Forum, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, June 5th, 2026. Whereas the mission of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, UNC-Chapel Hill, Employee Forum is to advocate for staff employees, address workplace challenges and opportunities, and improve quality of life at the university through mutual understanding, recognition of employee contributions, and respect for the worth of the individual. And whereas the Employee Forum represents more than 10,000 staff employees who constitute the operational core of this institution, housekeepers and groundskeepers who maintain the campus, advisors and research technicians who support the academic mission, IT professionals who sustain essential systems, HR generalists who serve the workforce, facilities staff who keep the buildings safe and functional, and many, many more, whose daily labor makes possible everything this university claims to stand for. And whereas in 2026, the Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost described the university's dependence on invisible labor, citing lecture halls filled, grants written, and systems maintained, these descriptions avoid attributing labor to the people performing it, rendering invisible the staff employees, and mirrors the very structural failure this proclamation addresses. And whereas the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill's institutional website states missions and values, the university maintains only a mission statement approved in 2009 and last amended in 2014, and no publicly articulated set of institutional values governing how it treats the people who work here. And whereas this omission stands in stark contrast to the integrity committed by our peer institutions, including NC State University, the University of Virginia, Duke University, and the University of Michigan, all of which maintain explicit values or ethical frameworks that name obligations to employees, commit to respect and dignity, and provide standards for transparency and accountability. And whereas UNC-Chapel Hill's own mission statement describes the university's purpose exclusively in outward-facing terms like service, teaching, and research, while referring to faculty and staff solely as instruments of that mission without articulating any reciprocal institutional obligation to them. And whereas the university retired its prior strategic plan, Carolina Next, and has gone more than a year without publishing the promised final report for spring 2025, and instead replaced it with 4 areas of focus, lacking any cohesive plan and notably lacking performance metrics, measurable targets, or accountability mechanisms. And whereas the absence of articulated institutional values and an overarching strategic framework has enabled consequential decisions affecting thousands of employees to be made, accelerated, and implemented without transparent rationale, defined standards, or meaningful staff input. And whereas analysis by the Employee Forum of publicly available university salary data from April through December 2025 shows a net loss of 295 non-faculty staff positions through uneven attrition disproportionately affecting already understaffed units such as housekeeping and facilities, and a $19.4 million decrease in annualized staff payroll during the same period, even as total university payroll remained nominally stable due to growth concentrated in clinical and athletic enterprises. And whereas the university now effectively operates as two diverging entities, high-growth market competitive clinical and athletic enterprises, and a contracting, budget-constrained academic and administrative institution, reflecting deliberate institutional choices that deprioritize the invisible labor sustaining core academic operations. And whereas the fiscal year 2026-27 all funds budget identifies administrative staff reductions as the single largest savings strategy, targeting $25 million in savings and projecting an acceleration from $7 million in fiscal year 2026 to $19.5 million in fiscal year 2027, an increase of $12.5 million in 1 year without publicly specifying effective units, positions, decision criteria, or safeguards. And whereas Chancellor Roberts in a public interview published by the Daily Tar Heel on April 13, 2026, stated that the layoffs are a last resort, has yet not articulated how these accelerated savings targets will be achieved consistent with that principle, leaving staff without assurance or protection. And whereas recent decisions by university leaders have not consistently demonstrated the level of transparency and clarity that staff expect and deserve, and have already started to detrimentally impact this university's reputation in academia, and future students will choose other universities, which will conflict with the Chancellor's stated goals of achieving excellence and increasing enrollment. And whereas the Employee Forum's October 2025 Resolution 25-05 requested meaningful incorporation of staff representatives in the service-first decision-making structure and a robust feedback process, yet the university responded by offering limited representation after key decisions were already made and without establishing any accountability mechanisms. And whereas the Employee Forum adopted Proclamation 1501 on October 7, 2015, in which we stated opposition to outsourcing university services in the absence of transparent criteria, long-term perspective, workforce impact analysis, and open participation, our current situation presents the same fundamental failure of process and principle that led this body to act in 2015. And whereas the continuing pattern in which staff are informed after decisions are made rather than consulted before them, combined with the absence of documented institutional frameworks which provide strategic foresight and constraints for the leaders, damages both employee welfare and the university's academic reputation. And whereas Duke University's values framework affirms that its community will not justify disregard for its principles and expectations on the basis of expediency or achieving short-term objectives that are viewed as more important than its values, a standard UNC-Chapel Hill has not adopted, but which precisely captures the risk posed by rapid and opaque workforce reduction targets without value-based constraints. Therefore, be it proclaimed, 1, that the Employee Forum finds it unacceptable that more than 2 centuries into this history, the nation's first public university has failed to articulate institutional values that include commitments to the people who make it function, a structural failure with real and human consequences. 2, that the Employee Forum is deeply alarmed by the pace and scale of planned administrative staff reductions in fiscal year 2027. The absence of a transparent implementation plan for a $12.5 million 1-year acceleration in savings, and the growing evidence that staff reductions are proceeding without adequate transparency, consultation, or regard for necessary functions, institutional knowledge, and human welfare. 3, that the Employee Forum reaffirms Resolution 2505 and finds the university's response inadequate to meet its obligation to meaningfully include staff perspectives in decisions affecting their livelihoods. 4, that the employee forum stands with all staff employees of UNC-Chapel Hill, particularly those in the lowest paid and hardest hit essential service roles, whose labor is inseparable from the university's mission and who deserve dignity, respect, and institutional accountability, and that the employee forum will continue to seek meaningful partnership on university initiatives that impact staff and will publicly and persistently advocate on behalf of all employees and will not support or facilitate initiatives that render staff labor invisible, deplete the workforce, obscure accountability of those named as our leaders, or damage the university's integrity and reputation. Adopted by the Employee Forum of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill on this 5th day of June, 2026. Rebecca Howell, Chair, Employee Forum, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
All right. Katie?
So I just wanted to chime in. There's a few comments in the document itself. As I was looking through the drafts in the last couple of days, just chiming in on a couple of the missing citations. So just wanting to make sure that we clean that up before we finally pass it, just to make sure we have all of things documented.
Yeah, I believe there's one citation that remains, and that would be the citation.
And I did put a draft citation in the comments,
Okay.
but I wasn't entirely positive that's where they were pulling your source from. So I just wanted to double check before I input that.
We'll put that. All right. And since this, there may be, there may or may not be a lot of discussion on this, but if there is, I will be alternating between in-person and online. So do I have any further discussion on the motion? Comments? Requests for edit, amend, or friendly amendment? Not friendly amendment. Anyone? Check online, in the chat.
I have a question, Rebecca.
Yes, Elizabeth?
Thanks for loaning me your microphone, Charles. For people that are kind of new to this, just a quick bullet point on where this goes next.
Where this particular proclamation goes?
Right. What is the process now? If there are no comments, what happens then?
So I would entertain a motion to vote on the proclamation, and then we would do if there's and then discussion on said motion. If that motion passes, then we would vote on the proclamation. If the proclamation does not pass, it does not pass. If it passes, then it would be signed by me and sent to the administration, as all of our proclamations are. But that is typically, and that is true for resolutions as well. The difference is that proclamations do not need a second reading. We did read this last meeting in May. However, we passed a motion to table to this meeting to allow for it to be reviewed by committee. And so it has been edited and modified from what was read to in May. Anybody online or in the room with comments, questions?
I have a question as a new delegate, so I'm still learning.
Sure, please.
I'm Kristen Chavez. Yeah, I guess like as Katie noted, there are comments that are not fully resolved, and I guess it's like more of the citations that may be double checked. So I'm just kind of curious about like with the finalness or the finality of this proclamation and kind of how that stands, and I guess what's typically the procedure with voting on proclamations for things like this if it's not, is it kind of like
It's a
a
great
completely
question.
final? Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Katie, you wanted to speak to that?
So I guess I wasn't involved in the drafting of this. I just was hesitant to put in what I had drafted for that final citation. If the people that are drafted this can confirm that that's correct, I think that's the final citation that needs fixed. Are you guys good with the draft I have in the comments being the citation or? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And was that the right comment? I don't know the citation because I didn't come up with the first.
Okay, thank you. I think that was the only outstanding citation.
And thanks for that, Katie.
And Katie, if you were the one that put in the other citations, thank you. I know I had 3 and I only see 1, so many thanks for fixing that. And I'll go ahead. All right, so we've got that in there. And I'll go ahead and delete that comment if that's okay with you, Katie. Where'd it go? Or did you already? Oh, you took care of it. Yay. That makes that easy. All right. Any further discussion? Do I have a motion? Yes, Lisa.
This is Lisa. I'll make a motion to,
Or I guess call the question on the motion. Yeah.
to move forward this proclamation as written.
Okay.
That's all I need to say.
Do I have a second? Second from Natalia. Is there any discussion on said motion? All right. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Unmute yourself if you're online.
Aye.
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 All those opposed? Any abstentions?
Aye. Aye.
Based on the chair determines that based on the voice vote that this proclamation passes. If there is objection to that and somebody wishes to make a roll call vote, we can do that. Seeing no request for that, the proclamation passes, and this will be sent along to the Chancellor and leadership, university leadership for consideration. Thank you all very much. All right, let's see where we are on the agenda. We are in new business. Forum officer, and I do want to just quickly say under new business, there is consideration of resolution 2604, which was based on proclamations 2601's passage. We are not going to have time for that today. My suggestion is that we consider that during our retreat as a first reading. So unless there's any objection from the group, we'll go ahead and do that. Forum officer elections. We are moving into that lovely state of affairs. I'm very excited about this part. So nominations for the leadership team for next year. We are currently, and I think I have a script I'm supposed to follow, so hang on one second. Where is the script? So I did announce earlier in the meeting that we had elections, I do believe. The candidates, including those who are with us virtually, Matt, if you will put these names in the chat as we go. We currently have for chair-elect, Nataya Neal has been nominated, and I believe you have accepted your nomination. Keith Hines has been nominated. Keith, do you accept your nomination?
I don't know that I can.
Are you a delegate this coming year? And I don't know
I
that
am.
the chair-elect that matters.
Huh?
You're rolling off. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that means I can't as a candidate, I don't believe. According to our current bylaws. Audrey Shore was also nominated. Are you online, Audrey? Okay. She is not? Okay.
I think she had indicated to someone that she would accept the nomination, but I'm not 100%.
Not for chair-elect, I don't believe.
Oh, okay.
But without her being here to definitively confirm, I would not include her on anything.
Gotcha. Yep. I'm probably just
That is
mistaken.
fair.
Thank you.
Quick
Yes.
point of order.
Point of order.
Ellie just pointed out something else to me. If we're gonna be that strict about the whole part of the bylaws where
She's not eligible either.
Ellie wouldn't be eligible either. I don't know that we've ever paid that close of attention to who's running for officer elections and enforcing the rule that they have to be in a current delegate seat. But I just point that out, like, I don't know that we've been consistently following that in past years. Yeah, especially for the chair role.
Okay. That is true. And this is maybe a Robert's Rules point of order clarification. Do we typically follow what we have been doing, or when we're aware of the change, how the bylaws are currently written, do we defer back to as written? Shayna?
So on this particular issue, as long as I can remember, we have not held to officers having to be in a delegate role.
In a delegate role. So if they're rolling off next year and they're elected as an officer, they're still eligible to serve, is what we have. That has been our practice.
That is correct.
Okay. So with that in mind, and with keeping with how we have operated in the past, Keith Hines, that does put you right back on the spot.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, Keith, you always have something to say. You just have to say, yes, I accept, or
Keith.
no, I don't. I promise I keep this as easy as possible.
Keith, Jesus has nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I
Keith.
said that. I did not think my mic was on.
We just had a hot mic election moment. Keep that in mind as you vote. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, well, this is true. Yeah, I can do that. So while we are waiting for Keith to contemplate the idea of accepting his nomination, are there any other nominations from the floor for the chair-elect position? I do want to say that I was nominated and Ellie Alexander was nominated. We both respectfully declined and appreciated the nomination. As chair, and because we just put in this chair-elect role and I was inaugural chair-elect, I felt it was really important to continue moving forward with the new procedure we have in place. So that is one of the reasons I chose to decline that option. No nominations from the floor. I see none in the chat. Feel free to speak up if you're in the chat or online. Seeing none, Keith, back to you. Yes, no, do you accept?
I'm going to decline.
All right, so Keith has said no. So that leaves us with Natalia Neal as our candidate for chair-elect. Vice chair, Sarah Green has been nominated, but she is not on the call today. So has not had an opportunity, and she has been out since she was nominated. So I do not have a yes or a no for Sarah on the vice chair role. Do I have any nominations from the floor for vice chair? I see some talk in the back. Yes, another?
I'd like to be considered for nomination, Vice Chair.
As vice chair? All right, thank you. I'll assume that also means you accept your nomination? Do I have any other nominations for vice chair? Seeing none, we will move on to secretary. Tiffany Carver is one of the longest, if not the longest serving officer, has declined another nomination. She is ready to step away for a little bit.
Love y'all, mean it.
And we love you too.
Love you back.
Secretary nominees, Jennifer Young has accepted the nomination. Sarah, again, is out and I have not heard from her. Charlie and Susie Toro are also, and I believe they have also accepted their nominations via the process we had in place. Do I have any nominations from the floor for secretary? All right, so our candidates are Jennifer Young, Charlissa Rice, and Susie Toro. For treasurer, we have Ellie Alexander and Jennifer Young, both of whom have accepted their nominations. Do I have any other nominations from the floor or online? The online floor? You will receive an online ballot, yes. Seeing none, we have Ellie Alexander and Jennifer Young as candidates for treasurer. For staff assembly delegate, we have Charlissa Rice, Annette Streeter, and Sarah Green. All three did accept their nominations for that seat. Do I have any nominations from the floor? The online floor? Seeing none. Do any of the candidates for chair, Natalia, you are the only candidate for chair-elect. Do you wish to make any statements or just let the statement that you submitted stand?
I can, what?
Okay. Thank you. Gotcha. All right, here's the rest of my script. So there was a question about if we're voting today. We are going to be holding the elections digitally via Qualtrics. So you will receive a Qualtrics survey so that you can vote electronically. Each of the candidates we've done chair-elect, we'll get to the others for their comments if they would like to do that. Each of the positions are a one-year position. And then for chair-elect, that chair-elect position, if elected, will serve for 1 year as chair-elect, 2 years as forum chair, and then will serve the following year as chair emerita or emeritus. And then the candidate running for chair-elect currently is Natalia. For vice chair, this is also 1 year position. And we have Annette Streeter running. Annette, do you have any statements you wish to make? You have a max of 5 minutes, but since you are the only candidate, you can use the mic on the, or you can come down to and use the mic, either one. I just have to find the mic. There it is.
Looks like it's still morning. So good morning, everyone. Anetta Streeter. First, thank you for joining us at today's meeting here in my home base, the Adams School of Dentistry. So I appreciate you all coming into this space and getting to see a little bit of what we do here at the School of Dentistry. I'm currently a delegate and currently your treasurer. So I thank you for your confidence in me over the past year. And I am ready to be considered as your vice chair for the upcoming year. I feel like I'm definitely on a growth trajectory. I've held leadership positions in the past, but I'm particularly in love with the employee forum and what we offer to the university. And I definitely want to better position us or to expand on the power around advocacy that we have. I want to work on strategies that expand our reach to our colleagues across the campuses, whether it's around communication or direct advocacy on specific concerns and issues. And I'm ready to support our vice chair and chair-elect in those positions. So thanks again for your consideration.
All right, thank you. Next is the role of secretary. This is also a one-year position. We have 3 candidates, Jennifer Young, Charlissa Rice, and Susie Toro. Do any of those 3 candidates wish to make a formal statement? Okay, go for it. Either way.
All right, I wrote a little speech, so bear with me. Hi, everyone. My name is Charlissa Rice, and I'm excited to express my interest in serving as employee force secretary. I also have experience serving as secretary through my involvement with the Carolina Black Caucus, where I developed a strong understanding of the importance of accurate record keeping, clear communication, and organizational support. As secretary, I would bring attention to detail, professionalism, and a strong commitment to serving our staff community. This role presents an opportunity to support employee engagement, foster effective communication, and contribute to initiatives that positively impact staff across the university. It will also allow me to serve my colleagues, further develop my leadership skills, and support the Employee Forum's mission of advocacy and collaboration. Thank you for your consideration. I will be honored to serve as your secretary and contribute to the continued success of the Employee Forum.
Thank you, Charlie. Susie or Jennifer? Go for it. Hi. Welcome aboard, brand new delegate. Very excited to have you here today.
Rebecca, can you stop your screen share?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The resolution's still up. Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot that. I'm on the wrong computer.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I am not prepared with a statement, I'm sorry to say, but I just wanted to introduce myself. Since I'm here today, I am relatively new to the university and very new to the Employee Forum. I've been in North Carolina and at UNC for 2 years now, and I'm just an appointed delegate as of today. So, I'm brand new. I am in my previous life, I lived in Arizona, and I did early retirement as a K-8 campus school principal. So I have a lot of leadership experience, and I figured if I had 1 year as an appointed delegate, I would just jump in feet first and get as involved as I can. So just nice to meet everyone, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Susie, I know you are online. Would you like to say anything?
I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm here today. I had zero idea.
Hi. I just saw your name online, so my brain just forgot that you were sitting here in the back.
I had zero idea that we had to do a speech, so yay. So I am Susie Toro. I'm getting red in the cheeks now. I have had the privilege of serving UNC for 10 years and 9 years as a permanent employee. I work with the business systems help desk. So my passion is to help people. While my role is solving problems, I'm going to read what I wrote to y'all. While my role is solving problems, what I enjoy most is helping others to succeed. Whether I'm creating easy to follow process guides, simplifying complex information, or teaching someone, like I say, how to fish, rather than simply handing them the fish, I believe in empowering others. That's one of the most rewarding parts of my job. I am a current delegate, and I do believe in communication, I believe in organization, and I believe in supporting others in any role that they choose to be in. I also strongly believe in building strong relationships and bridges across teams and departments and people. I'm honored to be nominated. I'm obviously very nervous. I'm excited to have this opportunity and maybe try this hat on, see if it fits. And go Heels. Yay.
Thank you. All right, those are 3 candidates for secretary. Treasurer, that is also a one-year position. And we have Ellie Alexander and Jennifer Young. Would either of you like to make a statement for your interest in the role of treasurer? Jennifer's going to let her previous statement stand. Sounds good. And then Ellie.
Sure. Hi, I'm Ellie Alexander. I am currently the department manager in the Department of Economics in the College of Arts and Sciences, or business officer, I guess, if we want to use the campus term. I have been on the forum since I'm not sure, pre-COVID. I've been on the forums pre-COVID. I've served as the co-chair of the Leadership, Education, and Career Development Committee for the past few years now, which has given me a bit of a view, well, more than a bit, a view into the budgeting process for the forum. So I'd be very happy to continue that work in a bit of a different capacity, and try to keep things moving as they have been, but also maybe find some improvements if we can. So that's me.
Thank you very much. And then our final position open for election is the staff assembly delegate. This is a one-year position. The top vote getter, and we do have 3 candidates, will be appointed as a staff assembly delegate. The candidate with the next highest number of votes will be appointed as staff assembly alternate. Candidates running for staff assembly are Charlie, Annetta, and Sarah. Do Charlie, Annetta, or Sarah have anything further they want to share about their candidacy as staff assembly delegate? I have shaking heads no.
Thank you for your consideration.
And Sarah is not able to be here today, so she does not have a formal statement to make. And that is all of our candidates for all of our open positions. I do want to say that for voting, we do appreciate everyone's willingness to serve in these leadership roles. And now that we've heard from the candidates, we'll describe how the election process will run. And before I do that, since others read their statements, Natalia, did you want to say anything for chair-elect? I don't want, or you're good? Or you okay? I'll let you do that because I don't want to not let you have that opportunity. Okay, here you go.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Natalia Neal. I currently am vice chair of the Employee Forum, and I've been a delegate since 2014. And in my professional role, I work as business officer for 2 units in the Uehling School of Global Public Health, Academic Affairs, and Student Affairs. And so today I just wanted to talk to you about how honored I am to be considered for chair-elect. I grew up in Bear Creek, North Carolina, amongst a family of educators, ministers, and public servants who taught me that leadership is about position and not about service. I'm sorry, leadership is not about position, it is about service. That lesson has guided me through my career and stayed with me during my time here at Carolina, and definitely through my time working within the forum for the last few years. It continues to guide me as I stand before you today. While serving on numerous forum committees throughout the years, partnering with university leaders, chairing different initiatives, and working alongside many delegates who care very deeply about this institution, I've learned something important, that the university runs on far more than buildings, budgets, rankings, and strategic plans. It runs because of the administrative assistants who keep the offices moving, the research staff who support groundbreaking work, the IT professionals who save us from ourselves. Shout out to my IT team. The facilities teams who keep this campus running and clean for us, the advisors, the coordinators, business officers, all who, and countless others, all who show up every day to make this institution work, which is why I believe something wholeheartedly. Staff don't simply support the mission, staff are the mission. Now, based on the delegates who joined this room and our attendees and the people online, passion is not a challenge for us. But if we're not careful, committees can work in silos. Delegates can gather feedback that never fully connects to larger conversations. Important issues can be discussed without employees ever seeing what happens next. We're already doing great work, and I believe we can do better, not by working harder or creating more committees or adding more meetings to our calendars, but I think we improve by becoming more intentional. My vision is simple and centered around 3 priorities: credibility for the forum, ensuring that university leadership knows that when the forum speaks, we represent thoughtful and informed campus-wide perspectives; visibility, helping employees better understand who we are, what we do, and how we advocate on their behalf; and follow through, because trust isn't built when we ask for feedback, trust is built when we see the results. I'm gonna just cut this a little shorter. At the end of the day, the employee forum isn't about any one position or any one committee or any single delegate. It's about making sure that the people who make Carolina work have a voice in shaping its future. So thank you so much for your trust, your service, and your consideration.
All right, and because we are running over, it's our 11:36, we are going to, yes, Keith?
No, I was just going to give quick election logistics.
Okay.
If you want me to do that now, or you have.
You can. I do have a few other things to. You can. Yeah, I realize that's
Okay,
not my.
so
that's not my
since
line to read. That's yours.
okay, since this is my last employee forum meeting and it's 11:36 and I'm trying to go to lunch, we are going to email out the ballot to the delegates instead of doing it right now. You have until 4 o'clock today to cast your vote. We will send it out shortly after this meeting. We will send a reminder to you at 3 o'clock. Hey, if you haven't voted, please vote. For those of you online, Matt just dropped it in the chat. If you see any problems with it, let me know as soon as possible and we'll go in and fix it. And then bam, bam, boom, Bob's your uncle. There you go.
Also,
Hey,
Keith,
Keith, I have
please.
a question. How we can't close the meeting out without we can't vote via email. The standing rules and the bylaws both say that we have to vote during a meeting. So how are we getting around that?
We've always well, we have to vote by ballot, and so that ballot is done when we have hybrid format via a Qualtrics ballot. So
right, but we've done it last year. We did it in the meeting, and so my understanding is we can't. If we close out this meeting, then we're not voting during the meeting.
Well, we have
the
not
bylaws-
officially adjourned the meeting at this time.
So we're not adjourning the meeting until after the vote, until after 4 o'clock. Is that what we're
Are you
saying?
talking proclamation resolution meetings? Or are you
I'm saying like the
resolution
bylaws
voting? Are you
and the
talking?
standing bylaws and standing, the bylaws say that, I mean, how is this not considered an absentee ballot or something like that? If we're not, I'm not trying to be difficult. And if this is,
No, that's fair.
but I just want to make sure that we're, um, not doing something against what the bylaws say.
Katie, throw that QR code on that screen so people can vote and I can go to lunch.
I'm sorry, Keith.
Could I make a suggestion?
Yes.
The elections usually take in of themselves 5 minutes. So if we just have the election delegates have 5 minutes to vote, if they need more time, they can ask for it. But I would say just vote and we'll finish it and announce them.
Okay, it's fine. Do whatever you all want to do. I'll count them. It's over. I'm just trying to be respectful of people's time. We have been in this meeting since 9 o'clock this morning. It is now 11:40. But this is my last one, so we're all good. However y'all want to do it.
I'm bringing up the QR code now.
Please make sure that you put your name on your ballot. Without your name on the
Yes.
ballot, it is not counted.
First and last name in the ballot. This is not shared beyond anyone to anyone. It will be me and Tiffany counting these votes and then letting you all know.
All right, you guys should be able to use the QR code on the screen or the link in the chat. And we do have at least one person in the chat said she was able to complete it without any problem. And
I just did it without problem too.
Okay, awesome. That's right, we can't. But I can. But actually, yeah, you're ex officio, so you can't.
Put your full name down ballot.
So full name on your ballot so that we know you're in attendance at the meeting. If you are an incoming delegate, an outgoing delegate, a continuing delegate, you are able to vote. The chair and the parliamentarian are also able to vote. The chair emerita, sorry, Katie, is not eligible to vote because you are an ex officio member. And after you vote, if you want to grab your T-shirt, please come down to the front to do so. Just FYI. And according to my phone, I believe we have 3 minutes or 2 minutes, 2.5 to go. We have 52. Yes, just grab a shirt. We did, yeah. Except that we don't the current and that maybe something. You violate. Especially since we third shift folks. Second shift folks who don't typically work on Saturdays. Again, if we change our meeting time. And Teresa, we have thoroughly enjoyed having you as a delegate. We will miss you. But we are very excited about your upcoming adventures in retirement.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Don't leave yet, because we are going to announce the winners. I mean, if you don't want to announce the winners, that's fine, but we do want to keep quorum.
We could
We
just
will
send
send
an
out an email as
Yeah.
well. We'll send out an email as well.
And we will send out an email. So we are going to go ahead and close the ballot now. I hope you have voted. And we are now going to tally our votes. And we will have an announcement. While we were doing, the folks are tallying the Qualtrics, I do want to announce just a reminder that our retreat is going to be July 14th and 15th. And we will send out calendar invites once we've confirmed the details with the Outdoor Education Center regarding parking. We will be providing lunch on that first day. We will also give you an update regarding the full day. That will also be offered via hybrid. I'd love as many people as possible to come to that full day. Lunch will likely be provided that day. Well, it's a full day, so lunch will be provided that day. And that is an opportunity for us to do a group photo, which I'm very excited about because we have not done a forum photo in a couple of years. So it is time to update some of our online presence and the photos of those who are serving. Those officers who are announced shortly, I will be in touch with you about retreat planning because you guys get to be involved in that fun. And I promise no, physical activity on day 2 of the retreat. That's for day 1. And then don't forget that we have the upcoming all committees meeting. If you're currently, even if you're an outgoing chair or member of a committee, please do come to that meeting so you can answer questions for new delegates about what that committee is engaged in and what opportunities for involvement exist within your specific committee. And that is going to be on Tuesday, June 9th from 10 to 11:30. A quick shout out while we're, until I find out that our votes are counted. Are we good or we need another minute? Right, but is somebody counting?
Yes, we're counting.
You're counting? Okay, perfect. I figured. I just want to make sure. I do want to say a huge heartfelt thank you to every single outgoing delegate, whether you served a single year as an appointed delegate, a 2-year term, or in the case of folks like Teresa, multiple terms. I do want to say thank you. You have been provided incredible service to the university, to your fellow delegates, but also most importantly to your constituents and all employees of the university. It has truly been a busy past year, and I know next year will be the same. So sincere thank you for that. Those are all the announcements that I have. I will turn it over to our election facilitators for an update if they have one.
We need like 1 more minute.
Hey, James.
There's a mug, there's, I think, a notepad, stress ball.
Can I have the pen?
No, these are for the 3 that weren't here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna update my.
For folks online who were not here to get your shirt, You can email me or and Matt Banks, and we'll be happy to either drop it in campus mail or make an arrangement for you to stop by the forum office to pick it up. I can do most days of the week for the next week and a half, and then I'll be in Germany for a while. But we will coordinate with you to get your shirt. And there's also the retreat.
Rebecca,
Yes, sir.
we are going to have to mail out the results because we're going to have to cross-reference and make sure everybody that voted is eligible to vote because we might have a tie.
Well, if we have a tie, we are required to do a runoff vote. Let me double check the hang on. Nominations.
But if everyone who voted was eligible to vote, then we won't need this runoff. We just need we just need time to verify that everybody can vote.
Okay.
If you want to hold on, we can try to do that
Yeah, we
right
can
now.
hold on.
You want to look at the forum,
Is that a dolphin?
Hey, Rebecca.
Yes.
I don't see anything in the bylaws about calling a special meeting or something. Is there any, I mean, do you see anything about that? Could we close the meeting now, give them the chance to go through it, when they can, and then if there is a tie, do a special meeting still in June to vote on that runoff?
I don't see anything in the bylaws that preclude that. I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah, I don't see anything that says we can't, and there's and then it wouldn't be voting not in a meeting. We would be in a meeting still then.
It would still be in a meeting. Well, lesson learned, I will put elections at the beginning of next year's June meeting, not at the end.
I'm sorry, I'm not coming to the zip line thing.
No, that's
Everyone's gonna be
fine.
mad and be like, yeah, don't hook her in.
You can always just come and cheer people on.
Oh yeah.
We need you too. Yeah, I don't see any reason we could not. Call a special meeting for a runoff.
I mean,
So we can do that if we need to do that.
yeah, there's just, I don't see anything in the standing rules or the bylaws that would stop us, and then that would give more time to verify, if
Do
the
we need to close out this meeting, announce who has won, and then call a special meeting for runoff?
I think it depends on if they need more, if they want more time.
Keith, I don't know if you are still,
Honestly, I don't think we need it because we're discarding some votes that look like they are invalid. So I
okay,
think that is going to rectify the tie.
all
Good
right.
deal.
No, we have not adjourned the meeting yet. Because we have not yet announced the winners. But that should happen shortly. Hi, sorry. I just wanted to. All right, my thanks to those of you that have been able to hang around. We should have election results shortly, and our election facilitators will announce those as soon as they have finished counting the ballots.
We have completed the count, and Natalia Neal, chair-elect, Annetta Streeter, vice chair, Ellie Alexander is treasurer, Charlissa Rice is secretary, Sarah Green is staff assembly delegate, and Charlissa Rice is alternate.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And congratulations, not only to those who won the election, but to those that had the courage and the willingness to run for
Thank you.
election. Really appreciate that. And thanks to the election facilitators, Keith and Matt Teal, and who was the other? There were three of you. Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Tiffany?
Excuse me, Rebecca?
Yes.
Were both staff assembly delegate positions open this year?
No, just the one. So we have
Just the
Sarah,
one, because the chair gets one and the chair-elect gets the other. And then
but
there
we
was,
have an alternate. Right, but that other one is next year.
you get 3 seats
we
on
can talk about
staff
that.
assembly. Based on the bylaws, the chair gets one, the chair-elect gets one, so we voted for the third. Top vote getter was Sarah Green. Second vote getter was Charlissa Rice. So she gets the alternate spot.
And do I have a motion before I lose quorum to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, by acclamation, and no objections, anybody object? No. Then this meeting is adjourned. My thanks for your patience while we finished up the elections. And thanks, Keith, Tiffany, and Matt.
David Bragg, I don't appreciate you ignoring me.
Thanks.
Did I ignore you? When did I ignore you?
Well, maybe you weren't. I spoke to you in the chat and you ignored me.
Oh, I don't always see the chat. I'm sorry. There's
No,
so
you
much that
ignored
goes
me.
through.
It's fine, whatever.